Time reveals intentions. If the person doesn't want a relationship after 2 or 3 months, the person doesn't want to see you. If the person does, the person doesn't, it's not gonna work out. It's better to walk away. If after 2 or 3 months they don't want it, you walk away. The point is that time reveals a person's intention. If you make people wait long enough, they'll let go of the act and start being themselves. Right? It's like someone who's acting criminally insane, when in reality they're not insane. The only thing you got to do is have some time. Time will reveal that they're faking it. Time will reveal that they're lying. The key is for you to be honest enough with yourself that when you see those changes, to register it and do something about it. Don't just ignore it and suppress it, right? Because that's what a lot of people tend to do. Why? Because time also reveals who you are and who they are. If you're a person of low character, time will reveal it. It's very easy to think you're a good person when you're young, but you start to see the true contours of your personality as you get older, as you begin to develop, as you begin to see your dark side, but also as you begin to see the other person's dark side. Time will reveal the person's character. Time will reveal whether or not this person is of character, whether or not this person has a strong will, whether or not this person is really confident, whether or not this person is truly enlightened. All of that is used with time. And that's why it's such a powerful weapon. Time is like your eyes. Time will show you all the bullshit that people. It's like the government, right? Time, like I said, reveals the truth. Time reveals that the government was bullshitting us many years ago with I think it was, what was that thing that they said somebody bombed us and we use that as an excuse to fight. You know what I'm saying? Time reveals manipulation. The next thing is that time reveals your past. It'll give you a different perspective on time. It'll give you a different perspective on your memories. It's like as time passes by, you start to see the truth of what your parents said. As time passes by, you start to see who your parents really are. As time passes by, you get to see where even people who were traumatized, they see the trauma. People who were abused, all of a sudden, time reveals that. Time has a quality where it could it could make the memories fade away, but also it could move certain memories to the front of your eyes when they were repressed, especially child memories of abuse, right? But also time changes your perspective in a good way. It's a powerful thing to be able to be flexible enough to change your perspective. In fact, as you get older, you should be changing. You should never stay the same. If you're of one political party, one decade, if you're really being honest with yourself, you should not be the same political party 20 years from now. Or at least you should have picked one party at least once. You have too many people who are so hardened in their ways, who are, for example, me, like, when I was younger, I was I was Democrat, right? I voted for Obama. As I got older, I became Republican. But then now I'm starting to become a little bit more Democrat, right? I've voted for both parties. I've seen both point of views. I've voted for independent. Like, I've been all around the political spectrum. And the last 5 years has been a little insane because of Trump, right? I didn't vote for him, right? At first, you see what I'm saying? But then as COVID and all that kind of stuff, and that one time I did for him. But then this year, it's a lot of fucking bullshit, man. I ain't voting. I'm like, man, this is crazy, man. But that's the point, right? I'm not just like sticking in one area. Time should be changing you. And if you don't change with time, it means you're resisting. The next thing is that time reveals the bad decisions that you've made, the people who you should have never dated. As you can see, time is like the ultimate revealer. As long as you wait long enough, time will do the dirty work for it. The next thing is that time makes the memory of you in your absence more intense. It's like smoke weed, right? Now, I'm not saying smoke weed. I'm saying I smoke weed. And one of the things is that if you stop smoking, your brain will start creating the image of smoking. And the more time passes, the more intense these visual representations are. In other words, you're going to see the image of you smoking with more intensity. The images are more bigger. The sound of the smoking is more intense. And the sensation that you get from it is more intense, right? The more time you spend without it, the more intense it gets. Now, it's like a bell curve, right? It comes a point where, yes, the intensity, and it's almost like mourning the death of someone. The intensity is high, and then eventually it goes lower, but it never fully goes lower, right? Same with addiction, same with mourning. And so time has that quality that it politicizes your presence in a person's mind. And it exaggerates positive traits and negates negative traits, right? The next thing is that time shows you how they feel. That's actually the truth. Why? Because you'll notice the consistency. They might be consistent, they might not be consistent. And all of that, you can only tell whether or not someone's really consistent through time. Whether or not someone's really following through on their promises through time, right? Why? Because time breaks through their fake act. Their act of trying to show you that they like you. Why do people do that? I don't fucking know. And to be honest with you, don't even try to find out. In fact, get the fuck out of online dating. That's where you see all that bullshit, right? And most importantly, spending time together with people brings you guys closer. And it's like I said, the way that it brings you guys closer is that it has a certain quality, right? Time tends to, in your mind, create curves around the person's face. Curves is something humans feel comfortable with. Sharp objects or sharp turns people don't like, right? When the baby sees you like this, the baby, creepy little baby, starts reacting to you because he's seeing sharpness in your face, right? And they get stressed out. But then when you smile, there's more roundness to your face. Angry, more sharpness, more roundness. And people are instinctively drawn to round things, right? Round things, like when you look at Italy, a lot of the things are round, like it's really beautiful. So one of the things that happens when you get to know people is that their faces begin to change in your mind, right? Initially, when you see people, they tend to have sharpness. When you first meet people, there's a sharpness to their face. But if you notice the qualities as you spend time together and they become familiarized with you, you start to notice that their face gets rounder. Not physically, but the way your brain perceives it. An example is like this: you're depressed. The sun is shining, but you don't sense the sun is shining, right? You know it's shining, but you're not taking it in, right? It's kind of similar to that, where obviously you're seeing their fucking face, right? It's not changing. But the way you perceive it, understand, your eyes have neurons to tell your brain what to see. So information goes in, the neurons processes it depending on how you feel or depending on your point of view or how you feel about them. And then it tells your brain what to see. Or it tells your brain what to highlight and what to diminish, right? So that's the thing, is that time just makes people look friendlier in your face. It's like watching a villain in a Disney movie versus someone who's not a villain. The non-villain has a roundness to the face, right? And honestly, notice it next time you're around. Don't get so close. Notice it the next time you get to know someone. Look at their face and notice the sharpness. And then once you get to know them, you'll notice that there's a certain roundness and childlike quality to their face. And that's what time does. Time familiarizes people. Time allows us to feel like family. When you meet people, when you're dating someone, they'll start to develop a family-like look. In fact, they'll start to look like you too. That's actually something that's really beautiful. That time brings people together. Time makes people look like each other. And honestly, that's why time is so powerful. All right, if you guys enjoy these videos about stoicism, dating, relationships, self-help, moving up in life, I would recommend you guys check out some of my courses that I have for sale. These courses are courses for men and women. For example, Nice Girl, Nice Guy is a course about how to become more assertive. Natural Chemistry is a course for women that I have on how to develop strong relationships. Dark Game is a controversial course that I have for guys on how to attract women in their life and keep it. It's not as dark as it seems, but we do talk about some dark psychology in here. Psychological Game of Attraction is a course that we made for women who are single. And as you see, we have a course about how to develop charisma, emotional mastery, which is a course about how to develop a meditation practice and how to improve your emotional life, to become more resilient, to not let rejection hit you so hard, to be able to bounce back from failure. I have a course called Nice Guy, which is a course for guys who are single and guys who want to be able to develop more assertiveness training, right? Most of these courses come at $99. And there you can also purchase the bundle where you guys can purchase all of the courses in one go at a discounted rate, right? We have a bundle for women and a bundle for men. So click in the description down below to check them out. You can browse around and see the courses that you like. And if you don't like them, you guys can ask for a 30-day money back guarantee, and I'll give you guys the money back, okay? And in fact, we actually have a new one for women right now we're developing. It's called the Feminine Woman. So if you're a woman watching, this course is specifically to help women become more feminine, to embrace their feminine while embracing their masculine energy. And I'm actually going to make a course for that, like that for men, which is called the Masculine Man, which is a course on how to develop masculinity and develop masculine energy to attract women in your life, to attract business success in your life, to be able to be better socializing, to read people better. It's truly an all-around course. So if you guys want to check out those courses, click on the description down below where it says purchase the courses, and I'll see you guys inside. Bye-bye.